Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another GR Corolla video. Today's video is gonna be all about our new built motor. As you can see, Dave is already pulling apart our brand new OEM short block along with some other OEM parts that we ordered from Toyota. And then over here on the table, we have all of our fancy new built engine parts, all sourced from Charles over at Lambspeed. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's get into how we are gonna make 500 horsepower to the wheels in our 2023 GR Corolla.
Sweet. Wait. This is a whole short block, not just an empty block?
Yeah, it's a whole, pistons and rods and everything.
All right.
Okay, so we have a whole bunch of parts to go over in this entire, right out the gate.
Whoa.
Right out the gate. Too bad my dome, my dome is a little bit too big for hats, but Billy and Dave can get it. Put it on, Bill. Put it on, Bill. Let's see it. So, I didn't know these hats were gonna be in there. All the OEM Toyota parts, so what is in this box and what is in that box, all was a hookup from a guy named David Rona. He's a subscriber to the channel and he's been a supporter of the channel since almost the beginning. He reached out to me and mentioned that he actually ran a parts department for a Toyota dealership in Ohio, and he hooked us up big time on sourcing out parts for our new motor. As you can see, Dave's got a huge box full of everything under the sun. Yeah, brand new.
No holes in this one.
Brand new OEM oil vent. That's funny.
Oh, nice.
Gasket kit, man. Even
Perfect.
though he went through all the diagrams, got all the pieces for me, has helped out a huge amount sourcing everything for us. I will leave the link for his website down in the description. If you guys need any Toyota parts, if you guys have a GR Corolla or an 86 or any other Toyota, feel free to go check out his link, because I have a feeling that his prices might be a little bit lower than everybody else's. I got it, don't worry, Dave.
Hey, this one's gonna be a good one because it says Lexus.
You wanna help? You wanna give me some assistance over there? Because the G16 is a little bit of a newer motor, I had to actually order it all as one piece. So I couldn't get just an empty block. I had to get the block, the crank, the rods and pistons all together. So a little bit more expensive, but realistically, it's fine. I needed a crank anyways. So really the only thing I bought two sets of was rods and pistons, because we have the OEM rods and pistons that are in here, and then we have the aftermarket rods and pistons that we have there. The next few minutes of the video are going to be jam-packed with information. If you guys are really interested in everything that we got going on, we are gonna start off with the cylinder head, because we need to get these parts shipped out immediately so that we can get the head machined and we can get it back as soon as possible. Just like our old motor, we are going with a set of Kelford cams, and we actually did go for a little bit of an upgrade this time. Last motor, we had the 267A Kelford cams. This time we're going with the 267B.
Here we go.
There's the cam card.
Let's pop one of these guys open and just, make sure it's a camshaft.
Right now, Kelford is one of the only companies that makes cams. I am in talks with a couple other companies that will hopefully be coming out later this summer. The rest of the head setup, compared to our first motor, is basically the same. Say that again.
Bronze manganese valve guides. So it's like a friction reducing metal versus the iron guides that it comes with from the factory. At least I think these are iron guides. It's traditional.
And what is this little bag of black?
So these are valve locks. So these get installed like inside of this keeper onto the valve stem themselves. And it's just an upgraded piece. Sometimes they're cut at a different angle so that they stay in there and they don't release or drop a valve under high power, high revs and whatnot. But it's good to know that we at least have an upgrade for that. We got spring seats, just like last time. And I think these are the same exact springs that we used in the other head.
Yep.
So they're good stuff. We know they work.
So we're running a little bit more aggressive cam, but shouldn't be too crazy. We will notice it, but it's because we are running a different turbo. We are keeping the Lamb Speed turbo kit in general, all the custom like downpipe, the exhaust manifold, but we are going to be upgrading to a Garrett G30 770. That is an upgrade from our old G25 660. Just a little bit bigger turbo. The rear housing on the turbo is actually a little bit smaller than our old turbo, so the spool should be very similar, but the turbo on the inlet side is a little bit bigger, so hopefully we will be able to get over the 500 wheel horsepower mark. With that, we also ran out of fuel on our last setup, so we are going to have to redo the fuel rail setup as well as the injectors. I believe we were running
D-Schwerks 1100s.
And now we are going to be upgrading to ID or injector dynamics. They hopefully are going to help us out produce a set of 1700cc injectors. Charles from Lamb Speed has been running those, but I don't really know what fuel rail setup he has yet. So that's something that we need to figure out before we get the car back on the road. Next up, we are adding a couple of kind of safeties to the car. Because we're building the motor, investing a little bit more money, we do want to protect our investment a little bit. So we are going to be adding EGT sensors to all 3 exhaust ports.
Oh yeah, so we can make sure that all of our cylinders are running evenly, and we can trim them if one is running a little bit hotter than the others, like cylinder 2, because it is sandwiched between 2 other outside cylinders that tend to get more cooling. Cylinder 2 might run a little bit hotter, so we can throw more fuel at it for cooling.
The other sensor that we are going to be adding is actually a coolant pressure sensor.
So this is a good indicator of if we've got too much chooch in it, right? So if we get crazy with boost and crazy with ignition, and we start to lift the head and we push that combustion pressure into the water jackets, it'll actually pressurize your cooling system, and you can use this sensor as an early detector. So if it starts seeing super high coolant pressure, like 25, 30 pounds, we can just cut power to it so that we don't have a situation where maybe coolant is sucked into a cylinder and it hydrolocks and it kicks a rod out. I would hope that with this rowdy gasket, we wouldn't have an issue. This is the same Athena spec, or Athena SCE, same company. These guys have been around for a while, and it's just a different style head gasket where they use a composite on the outside, and they use a really aggressive, like the fire ring that bites into the surfaces. And it makes it harder for the boost to, get past this fire ring edge. It's not exactly a fire ring, but it is.
So when you tighten down on the head studs, it does actually kind of
it grooves the head and the block
together to make a better seal. Next up, because we mentioned it with the head gasket, we did upgrade the head studs as well. Charles didn't have any of his H11 tool steel head studs in stock, so he upgraded us to the 625 plus ARP head studs, and they came with some really crazy, like, knurled washers. When you're twisting them down, the knurling is supposed to like kind of almost lock into the block and not allow it to slip or move or loosen at all.
All right, what do we got here? We got CP Corolla. So these were actually, I think they're custom spec'd by Nitto, the same manufacturer that's got their name on the rods.
Whoa, whoa. Ooh.
So we got some rings, right? Three things. Where's the other one? Oh, that's right. Oh,
that's right. That's
whoa.
Right. Some freaking shiny boys.
We got some Giganto valve reliefs here.
Because this motor, or the short block, is brand new OEM, we didn't really go through and do any machining. So these are standard size pistons. I can get you guys a picture of this sheet right here, just in case you guys want to pause the video and look for yourselves. This kit, like Dave said, is put together by Nitto. That's why there are Corolla rods with Nitto engraved on the top of them, which is kind of funny.
CP Pistons, not Corolla rods.
We're getting Corolla Pistons, my bad. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
CP.
CP. Why they got Corolla on there then?
CP Corolla is one company, but they always call the Pistons CP, and the rods are Corolla. I don't know why. Yeah, where's the rest of them? I don't understand. But there's room for a set of 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do they do for the Audi guys?
Hey,
Oh.
I don't know, man. What do you mean Audi now? Like V10s or what?
Well, yeah.
Well, you get 2 boxes, dude. A W16, like a little Bugatti
yeah.
motor, man. Versus we got 3 of them.
More snack.
3 of them. Yeah, more. Yeah, more. I love the silicone packets, dude. Those are my favorite. They send candy with every one of these things.
That's awesome.
So these are pretty nice connecting rod. Nice I-beam design.
You can clearly tell Dave knows everything about them.
These are pretty nice.
These are pretty nice.
ARP 2000 fasteners.
So Dave just mentioned we don't have the closed deck stuff. We don't have any head porting for right now. And I'm gonna be honest, Charles from Lampspeed tried to sell me on buying a full long block built in Australia, ship it over on a pallet and drop it right into the car. And although he was gonna cut me an awesome deal on it, and I really, really appreciate how much Charles is willing to support the channel, I wanted to go this route and kind of piece one all together, me and Dave and Billy here in the shop, showing you guys that it is possible to do this at home, or at least not, like, we're not professional engine builders,
Nope.
but we totally can do this by ourselves. So that's what kind of why we went this route, where we sourced all the pieces ourselves. We're gonna put it together here. The only thing that really we're doing is the head is getting machined by a machine shop called Head Games. They're on the East Coast. Do you remember New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Dave also has a 2003, 2001 911 Turbo that he got the heads machined at Head Games. They're a super awesome company, and hopefully we can set up a decent kind of package through them so that you guys can send your heads there and get the same package done. Because at the end of the day, machine shops are becoming harder and harder to find. And at least if we can find one that we trust, then we can send you guys over there, because as most of you know, the valve springs in these motors aren't the greatest from the factory. So realistically, if you're in there, you might as well do the whole shebang and make your head a built head. And yeah, so that's kind of the story why we went with piecing together our own long block rather than just buying one from Lampspeed or buying one from one of the other companies that puts long blocks together, is because we wanted to do it. We wanted to make videos about it. And I explained that to Charles, and he was still cool enough to support us. He helped us pick out all the aftermarket parts that we needed, as well as he sent us his newly released rear diff cover that actually has a little bit of an extended oil capacity. So that should help with the rear diff overheating issue. So you guys watched the video about putting in the new ring and pinion. I think it was 2 or 3 videos ago. And I had mentioned that Charles was gonna send us one. So it's here. And once we get this race car stuff all put back together, it's gonna be awesome to be able to put that on the car as well, just in time for us to start doing some racing. My goal is to have this motor done in the next probably month and a half. Before the end of May 2024 is our goal. There was a lot that happened in our old motor. There are so many failure points that happened. Nobody will really know the exact, this is the reason it blew up. Maybe it was because we just put a sequential transmission in it and literally for 4 hours straight, we went out in the parking lot and beat on it. Who knows, right? Who knows? Yeah, this is definitely Dave's fault, all right? That's kind of the thing here, right? It's always Dave's fault. It comes out of Dave's salary. Yep. People get that joke. If you know, you know. Everything comes out of Dave's salary. So if you guys are interested in what we got going on, make sure you go down below, hit the subscribe button, and leave a like. It really helps out our channel and gets us to more and more people. And as we grow, we can start doing cooler and cooler stuff. I know this is pretty cool, but trust me, I got a lot of ideas up in here. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. We always love answering you guys, and we want to progress the Corolla platform as much as possible. So please leave any question down below in the comments, or I will leave our social media accounts in the description. You guys can DM us there, Facebook, Instagram, that sort of stuff. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And with that, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you guys in the next one. Peace.